right, yo, what up, everybody? Let's get it going. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Arch Rivals. Your boy Corey Parson, the fantasy exec, the homie Blaze. You know what I'm saying? Let me get everything right in here. Got to get the names up there. Hold on, where's the joint at? Where's the joint? Yeah, there we go. The double R. You know what I'm
Man, you a
saying?
wild boy, man. You a
All
wild
right.
boy.
Week one NFL in the books. Got a lot to get to on the show today. Got some college football to get into. Obviously, the Aaron Rodgers story is crazy. Want to give our opinions on the best quarterback in college football, and it's a lot of things that went on this weekend that I want to holler at you about. You know what I'm saying? Thank everybody that subscribed already. Please continue hit that subscribe button. The last 7 days, the subscription's been light. All of this shit is free. You know what I'm saying? So
No
hit the
bullshit.
subscribe button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No
So
bull.
week one in the books, Dallas Cowboys, 40-0 demolishment of the New York Giants. Washington Commanders squeak past the lowly Arizona Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Blaze? How you feel about that performance of your beloved Commanders?
That performance of my beloved Skins, it was okay. A W is a W. We get it how we get it. We get it how we get it. I guess the biggest thing that I took from that is how, us as fans or, NFL critics or whatever, how they just really thought just Arizona was just going to come in there and lay down. I give Arizona a lot of credit. They came to win the game. Everybody keeps saying that, Washington struggled with a team that's looking to tank. They didn't look like they was trying to tank Sunday. They came to win that game. So hats off to Arizona, for not just laying down. I mean, it ain't like Washington's like a great world beater team. But at the end of the day, they got the win. Offense looked a little shaky. Sam Howell looks just like a second-year quarterback or third-year quarterback, whatever he is, throwing in the double coverage, not taking care of the ball. Antonio Gibson, same old crap, can't hold on to the ball. Stop using him as a running back and put him in the slot as a receiver. That's what he did when he was in college. Obviously, he has fumbling issues again. Man, when he fumbled that ball, I was like, come on.
Because to me, he's a better back than Robinson. But I don't watch enough. I don't watch enough of those games.
Can't hold the ball.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Can't hold the ball. Yeah. He got that Tiki Barber syndrome. So, hey, we won the game. And that's all that matters. Time to move on to Denver this weekend. That's going to be a tough matchup. Denver still got a good defense. I know they lost by 1 point to the Raiders on Sunday, but that defense is still good, and I can see them giving Howell problems. Hopefully, this is the second week going into the season. Hopefully we can get it going, get that offense moving the ball. But it's going to be tough against a tough defense and a high altitude on the road. So we'll see what happens. But we want to know, we'll take it. It's just 1 week.
No doubt. I'm looking up the point spread off of that game while I bring this up. So I was watching Cam and Mace last night, right? And they had it was the Monday show. They had Antonio Brown on. Now,
oh wow!
When you can get through like his dialect and some of the scatterbrain that is Antonio Brown, he speaks very smart about football.
Oh
right?
Yes, sir. About football, absolutely.
And he was talking about the Broncos, and he said Sean Payton tried an onside kick the first play of the game. And he said that's because he wanted to see what Russell Wilson had right away. And I was like, wow. And he said he's going to end up benching Russell Wilson. And I was like, you know what? I think he's going to bench Russell Wilson too. I don't think Sean Payton want no parts of Russell Wilson, son. And AB also said, when a player wants to get that late extension, especially a champion like Russell Wilson, wants to get that late extension and their team doesn't give it to them and they trade them, that team he goes to always loses. And I was like, you know what, AB, everybody call him crazy, but when it comes to talking football, he was spitting some truths. I don't think Russell Wilson is going to be the quarterback in Denver week 10.
Okay, but I don't think he played that bad last week, man. Sheesh. I mean, he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't get the other team the ball. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play that back. Listen, maybe his best days are behind him. Maybe, we are maybe hopeful that maybe, he'll get it going and we'll see some of that Russell Wilson fire from years of the past. But, maybe we're just looking at the situation, man. His best years have passed him by, and maybe he just doesn't have anymore. Maybe that's just what it is. But, sheesh. I mean, I didn't think he played too bad last week.
So here's the deal. AB said take him to the cleaners, basically saying he washed up. Here's the
Mm,
problem: 5.9 yards of completion. See,
mm,
when Russell Wilson at his height was 8-9 yards of completion, he had the
mm-hmm.
best deep ball in the league. He don't drive
He
the ball
did.
down the field no more, son. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He's a dink
Mm-hmm.
and dunk. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I think it. I
We'll
think it's.
see, man. We'll
I think
see.
it's going to be tough for him. Obviously, the big story this week was the Aaron Rodgers situation. I'll be honest, I was hyped, Blaze. I was sitting down, you know what I'm saying? I had my enhancements, you know what I mean? Remote control, I'm ready to rock and roll, right? And when I seen Son get back up and then sit back down, I was like,
Yeah,
oh no. For
sure,
him to sit
absolutely.
down like that, there's a
Yeah.
problem. Now, my first thought was, this old man done ruptured his Achilles tendon out there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
sure enough, that's ended up what's happened. I was watching the Manning cast, right? So Eli and Peyton, like Jaws was drop paused, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yo, this is crazy, Blaze.
It's crazy. That's crazy. It was, man. It's really unfortunate, man. And for you know all the haters out there want to say, yeah, that's what he get. As he got exactly what he deserved. Look how he did Green Bay. This, that, and the third. I mean, people gonna talk like that. At the end of the day, it's unfortunate. I'm one of those believers that Aaron Rodgers is a diva, but he's damn good. He's a
Yeah.
damn good quarterback. But at the end of the day, man, he bought in. Like, he bought into everything that was going on. They were inviting him to Knicks games. He was on the front row. He
Yep.
was going to Yankees games. He was going to Rangers game. Like, I mean, bro, like he bought in to what they were doing. That's why I was excited to see. I'm like, wow, Aaron Rodgers, like he
He
was
became a New
bought in.
Yorker.
He became a New Yorker. He bought in on the Hard Knocks, HBO, what's a jig, whatever. So, I mean, give him a lot of credit, man. Like I said, I feel bad for those fans. But remember the first show we did? Remember I said the Jets are just a snake-bitten team.
This
The
is true.
Jets, Washington, and there's another team that just can't get right, man. I forgot who I said, but those two teams, they just snake bitten, man. It's like every time it seems like they take 2 steps forward, they take 3 steps back. And like I said, that's just an unfortunate situation for Aaron Rodgers. I feel bad for them. And Marcus Spears made a great point this morning
Shout out
on
to Swag
First Take. Yeah, yes, sir. He said he feels sorry for Zach Wilson, but not for the reasons that people think. He just flat out believes that, and boy, that was a great point. He flat out believes that the New York market is too big for Zach Wilson. That's just what it is. This a kid come from BYU, with all this pressure on him. I mean, he just can't
that
and to be criticized like he does, like that beats him down. That really affects his confidence. And the New York market might not be for him at this time. I mean, he came into the year knowing that he was going to be the backup to Aaron Rodgers. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't taking first team reps over the summer.
no.
And then still to come in and put up an average performance the other night, but they still won. That's going to be a great game between the Jets and the Cowboys this Sunday, but I'm going Cowboys because I think they're just going to rattle Zach Wilson. I think we're going to see the Zach Wilson we saw for the last 2 years. I don't think he can handle that defense, none whatsoever. I think the Jets defense will play well. They will play, and I think they are the real deal. But Zach Wilson, I just believe he's in a lot of trouble this weekend. But hats off to him, man. He came in. They won the game, whether they won it on the defensive side of the ball in the second half. They
Got
won
the
the
win.
game. So,
That's
like I
the most
said, we'll
important
see.
thing.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, man,
So,
I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. I do, and their
so
fans. I do.
I feel bad for Jet fans too. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, Rodgers
Mhm.
was buying in a time. People are running from New York, and Aaron
Mhm.
Rodgers came
Mhm.
to New York. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
And he came to
They
the
brought
Jets. You know
they
what I mean?
brought
Like,
his old they
you
brought
don't
his
win.
old
The Jets
offensive
don't win
coordinators there.
championships. Yeah, the Jets don't win
That's
championships.
crazy.
Like when
That's
players
crazy.
go to New York, they go to the Yankees. They don't win championships no
Mhm.
more either.
Mhm.
But you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? They damn no
Right, right, right,
they
right,
go to the
right. But they
Knicks or
got
the
a better
Jets.
chance.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but so, but I do think that the Dallas Cowboys will start their season out with back-to-back shutouts.
No, no shutout.
Oh, it won't be a shutout.
No. There you
Okay.
go, drinking the
Okay.
Kool-Aid, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Jack Wilson.
Ladies and
You said Jack Wilson can't handle that defense.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you a Dallas Cowboy fan right here in the flesh. This is what they do. Now I gotta take Stephen A. side on this side. I love this. Look, the list is fluid.
No
It's
doubt.
fluid.
These
So
fluid. I'm just saying, as far as this week right here, can they open up the season pitching
no,
back shutouts? No.
no,
Okay. All right.
no 85 Bears, no. You
All
can't.
right. All right. So
No.
cool. You mentioned briefly the coverage of the Aaron Rodgers situation. And like, people like seeing your man Clarence Hill. I'm not gonna say your man, but Clarence Hill covered.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Made a reference to him not getting vaccinated. And then what's your other boy?
Wow.
Oberman made a reference to him not being vaccinated. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Jamel Hill said the Jets should call Colin Kaepernick. Deshaun Watson took a year and a half off, and he still sucks. And you think Colin Kaepernick can take off 7 years and come back and play professional football? But anyway, and then yesterday, after one of them shows on ESPN, former Washington Redskin quarterback Robert Griffin III kind of was talking about the Jets going to bring in a veteran quarterback, and sometimes that veteran quarterback can be too much of a bigger presence, so that's why you don't bring him in the locker room. And he mentioned guys like, Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan.
And himself.
Brady, and
himself.
What's up with your man, son? He couldn't help it, Blaze. He could not help it.
Not to get off topic, because this is a sports show, but the worst kind of male, whatever, is a man who's an attention whore, who's a cornball at the same time, who loves to bring attention to himself. And I only bring this up because I only pay attention to maybe 15% of what RG3 said. This dude want to be so relevant, bro.
Yeah.
This is the same guy to keep blaming, the Washington organization. Now he done teamed up with Alex Smith, and then they just ganging up and just, publicly on this Washington Commanders bash tour right now. But I mean, I could kind of see that, but he lost me once he said him, and Cam Newton and all that. Like, why did he say that, bro? Let me ask you this: how do you feel about it? I just I don't even like addressing anything that he has to say, bro. Because he says stuff for attention. What he says doesn't really have any credence to it. Everything comes out of his mouth is for attention or for he thinks somebody's gonna ha 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 with him. Nah, bro. He's Captain Cornball, and that's what he is, bro.
He's not bad.
Sorry, that's my answer,
bro. When he's calling
bro.
the game, college football game, he's not bad in the booth as an analyst.
He's all right.
On the talk shows, I'm like, this is not his speed right here.
Right.
So
right.
he said that basically to let the Jets know he's available. Now he's swing back and said, "Oh well, no, I was not." Now he went in after. Now I would say my friend. I don't know where you and Grant are, but he went after Grant Paulson. You know what I'm saying? Because Grant posted it without no comments, and Robert Griffin replied to Grant like, "Grant, stop clout chasing. You didn't play the full video where I said that Zach Wilson is the right guy for the job now." That's not the point, Robert Griffin. The point is you put yourself in the conversation. You auditioned for this man's job. You can't. Remember when Urban Meyer a couple years ago, when Jason Garrett was on the hot seat, Urban Meyer went on Colin Cowherd and was like, "I wouldn't mind being the Cowboys coach." Basically, you put yourself, you sneakingly put yourself in the mix. Or you wanted people to know that teams talk to you this offseason. Mm-hmm. Nobody bringing Robert Griffin bum ass on their team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are absolutely. And
how you gonna call Grant a clout chaser?
I was just going to say, did you say?
Yes, there you go. You can have that one.
That he called Grant Paulson a clout chaser?
Yeah.
What's the next subject?
Speaking of quarterbacks, I think we got to have a serious conversation about Josh Allen, because
we always do, though. Don't you and I always have an honest conversation about
Josh Allen?
Yeah. What are you saying? You and I always do.
Last year, this time, he had the shortest odds to win the MVP. And I actually bought into the Josh Allen thing. I was like, son got a little Cam Newton to his game. And then all of a sudden, he became Dak Prescott. Turnover after turnover after turnover. And then he loses the game. The Jets didn't come back. The Bills gave them that game. No, Josh Allen gave him that game. And then he goes into the press conference and starts his voice cracking, tearing up. I'm the reason they lose the game. It's just like last year. Stop crying and start turning the ball over, son. It's that simple. Don't give the ball to the other team, and your team can win.
Did you hear what Michael Irvin said?
Nah, I ain't hear what Mike said.
No, hold on. No, Mike Irvin took his side. He crushed Sean McDermott. He crushed Sean McDermott and Stephon Diggs. He was like, man, stop fucking with this kid's psyche, man. Like y'all just publicly, on this Josh Allen, bash tour right now. And it's like that's your quarterback. If y'all feel that bad about him, trade him then. Or trade Stephon. But I totally agree with Michael Irvin. He was like, man, y'all just like, bro, you're crushing his confidence and you're doing it in public. Like, what do you expect? Not saying that's the reason why he performed, but it's not going to help. It's not going to help.
But Blaze, when you get that extension and you become the man in the face of the franchise, you got to take the criticism that go along with that. I don't want to baby these guys.
I mean, well, that's the new way of sports now. Everybody babies somebody, But I don't know, man. I mean, Josh Allen, to me, like I said, where'd he come from? Wyoming?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came from Wyoming. Yeah, I mean, listen, nobody really expected a whole hell of a lot from him coming out. I think just with him, because I think you and I went back and forth on text yesterday, and you said they need somebody to come in and coach him up. Nobody can, as far as turning the ball over, and playing unorthodox as he does at times, a coach can't change that. That's got to be left up to Josh. It's all up here with Josh. Josh can play. He can throw the ball. He don't mind run. It's just the times that he does the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? He does it at crucial times of the game.
Yeah.
Throwing his body on the ground. Listen, man, I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's a daredevil. But that's on him. As far as what his problem is. No coach is going to change that. You think coaches haven't watched film and showed him, look, man, you can't do this here when you think that? So that's on him. Maybe he got some type of stubborn gene going on, but he going to have to figure it out soon.
What about this? What about they play the Raiders this week? They're 8.5-point favorites. I would take the rate with the Raiders easily.
Oh my God.
Buffalo's not 10 points better than nobody. At least not right now, in my opinion. And even the West Coast team coming east, you can say that, but I don't buy into that bullshit, right? If he does it again this week, I would consider benching him.
Who's their backup?
I don't even care.
Wow. Nah, bro. Hey, can I say this real quick? Since we talking about quarterbacks, I just want to say, and they'll probably never hear this, but who knows? I don't know. I just want to say the first take to your producers, ESPN's first take, or whoever Mad Dog's producer is, or whoever's getting him information. He and Marcus Spears both said this morning that the Jets should go out and get Taylor Heineke. Newsflash, he plays for the Falcons. You can't just go take Taylor Heineke from the Falcons. No, do your homework before you come on air to say something. You can't just go take him. He's not on the free agent market. He's not sitting at home. He's the backup quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. That's all I want to say. We're talking about quarterbacks.
So no, and I want to second that because there's been a lot of talk of Tom, all kind of all kind of craziness.
Cam Newton and all that.
Come on, now what are we doing here? You got to still install the offense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
that's right.
Zach Wilson knows the offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they got to tweak it to fit him as opposed to Rodgers, and Rodgers is still going to be with the team. Rodgers is still going to be in the room, right? So I think you give Zach Wilson the job and let him run with it. If you do decide, okay, this kid, this is a Super Bowl window, he can't handle this. Being that they got that pick back. You know that, right? They don't have to get that first rounder.
I know.
So they get that first rounder back. I would offer that first rounder to the Rams for Matthew Stafford because I'm sure the Rams would like to move on from Stafford because Stafford's a lot of money. And the Rams,
is Rodgers coming back?
And the Rams.
So you're doing this based on Rodgers not coming back, though?
Not Rodgers not playing this season. because I think this is.
Oh, you talking about go
year.
get Stafford this year?
Go get Stafford for this year.
For how long? I think that was man. I don't know. I don't know if Aaron would like that.
You don't think Aaron Rodgers would like that?
Yeah. Man, because now you letting him know. Because what if he's in his mind he's thinking about coming? But we also talking about Aaron Rodgers too. We know how he can be. He'll stay on the fence for like 3 months. You're right. Yeah. So I don't know. A situation like that's sort of 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. You know, on that situation right there, it's hard to say. But Stafford looked good Sunday, man. Stafford looked good against the team who you said. I told you they would
like them. And listen, styles make fights, and the Rams know how to beat the Seahawks.
That's true. They do. I was going to say that styles. Yeah, you're right.
The Browns know how to beat the Bengals.
You're right.
This week
you're right.
The Bengals know how to beat Baltimore too.
Maybe
we'll say that for Friday. We'll say those.
Boy, that's gonna be a good game. They're gonna bump.
It's the game of the week. I would say the game of the week.
Well, it would have been Jets and Cowboys been the game. It
would have been, yeah, but now it's another donut. Speaking of donuts, what the Giants? What do you think about the Giants leaving Daniel Jones in the game with the backup offensive lineman?
Poor Daniel Jones.
That didn't seem like that was a nice thing to do.
That wasn't nice to do at all, man. That's crazy. And so if we're thinking that, you think he didn't think that?
I never looked at it that way. You're right. Son.
I mean, think about it.
Bullshit, yeah.
That's how I look at a lot of things. Like when we talk about different scenarios and we talk about different players. Like if we're thinking, imagine what they're thinking. Imagine what their family and friends are thinking. You know, and telling them, you know, and hyping them up. You know what I'm saying? So
I think Dabo probably was a little bit agitated. Like I think Dabo was like didn't like the way things was going down. Didn't like the turnovers. That's that offense. You know. Wait a minute. The last 2 games the Giants played was against the Cowboys and the Eagles. They got their ass kicked in both of them. They're not better than the teams at the top of the division. Mm-hmm. They're like with the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? They're on that side of the division.
You know what's funny?
What's funny?
You're the guy who hey man, I'm telling you, man, Commander's gonna be. I'm telling you, man, Commander's gonna. Yeah, but hold on. You remind me of all these phony ass Cowboy fans that was on my Facebook timeline Sunday. Now check this out. And look, this shit was hilarious. So I go on the timeline on Facebook. All I see is Cowboy fans. Man, I told you them motherfuckers were sorry. I took Washington -7.
I wouldn't have took that.
Why?
Why would you lay 7 points for Washington?
But hold on, no, I'm not even talking about the fact they're favored by 7. Y'all talk this shit like we're the worst team in the league. You know, you don't give us any credit for anything, but you go and you bet Washington -7. Go for Washington. Burn. All them Cowboy fans lost money on Washington Sunday. Oh, I couldn't ask for nothing better, bro. I've never understood that shit. Oh, Washington some shit. Oh, Washington some trash. Y'all see this trash can? But you go and give Arizona 7 points on the first week. I'm glad you lost. I'm glad you lost. That's what you get.
I wouldn't take that to the window, so I agree with you on that. So let me tell you. So Saturday afternoon, right? I'm sitting up here and I'm watching Colorado, right? And the first drive of the game, Shedeur Sanders made a throw across the field from one hash to the next, 10-yard strike. The wide receiver caught it. A perfect pass. One of a throw NFL quarterbacks couldn't make. And in that moment, Blaze, I was like, holy shit, Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in college football. So I was like, well, wait a minute, let me not get carried away. So I checked schedule. I'm like, okay, well, I said to myself, I gotta make sure I watch at least one half of USC tonight because I'm starting to think that Shedeur is the man. So late West Coast, 10, 11 o'clock, whatever. I'm good and enhanced now, getting ready for bed, you know what I'm saying? And I watched a half of USC. And Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in college football, but Shedeur Sanders is number 2, bro.
No, Shedeur Sanders is a monster. Shedeur's, hey, listen. Remember I told you this. This is the game where I think they might have problems. I don't think they're going to have a lot of problems against Oregon. They might have some problems stopping Oregon, but they'll be able to score. Colorado going to put some points up every week. Yeah. Even against USC, they're going to put some points up. Remember, I'm telling you this. I think they play around the middle of October. You know who I think gonna give Colorado trouble?
Let me see if we thinking about the same team.
Oregon State. I'm telling you now, that
Interesting.
defense, they hit and they're fast. That's all I'm saying. So
I
if you
wouldn't
haven't
say,
really watched them,
yeah.
make sure you watch them or check the highlights from this week starting on. That team can play. That's a good Pac-12 defense. That's a good defense.
And I was going to say Utah's going to be a team that gives them trouble
True
as well.
too, because they hard-nosed blue collar.
Especially if they have to go to Utah. People don't really think about that. Going to Utah is a real tough place to play. You know what I'm
absolutely.
So I think those are the schools, Oregon State you mentioned and Utah that I mentioned. The game against USC, that's just going to be 60-65. Whoever has the ball last, you know what I'm saying? That's who's going to win that game. So
that's going to be must-see TV.
100%. Like they haven't scheduled that. They haven't scheduled that yet, but I think they would have to put that on at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Of course.
But they don't really put daytime college games.
They might make that an 8 o'clock Eastern team. I mean,
that's interesting.
8 o'clock Eastern time.
They might do that. Yeah, they may do it at 8.
5 o'clock West Coast time. That's perfect. On a Saturday,
you get that sunset as opposed to that 4 o'clock sun. Yeah, you know what I mean. You normally just see that in the Rose Bowl, but who knows how they decide to roll it. I noticed that College Game Day is going to be in Boulder this weekend.
Ooh.
And the Big Noon College Football Show. They're going. This the third week in a row they've been there, son.
Who, Big Noon?
Yeah, Big Noon going back again.
Wow. Well, you know, Colorado is a FS1 team. Like Fox, so I get that part. But no, what's going to be interesting with game day is, Dion going to address Lee Corso if they have him up on stage.
I haven't watched game day yet this season. I do got to watch that now. Yeah, you're right.
Dion's going now. Dion, he's not going to be ignorant about it. He's not going to be ignorant.
Lee Corso might not show up.
He'll show up.
Definitely going to keep an eye out for that.
He'll show up. He'll show up. Yeah, just to get it out the way. Go ahead and face your fears or whatever it is. Just go ahead and get up. But yeah, Dion. And listen, I don't think Dion's going to be asinine about it. I don't think it's going to be rude. I mean, he has a game to prepare for. You know what I'm saying?
Doubt.
He have a game. But he go. You know how Dion is. He'll throw a shot in there at him or whatever. But I think he's going to address Lee Corso.
It said, I read where they have seen in the restaurants and the locations and the nightlife and the bars and stuff in Boulder have seen an uptick in African Americans.
But you know what? You know what though?
For that though, yeah.
Yeah, good for that community though, man. Like good. I mean, bro, look at the impact Dion has had, man.
Yes,
this is absolutely insane. And man, listen, he know how to play the part, don't he? Put that cowboy hat on. Yep. Boy, I tell you, boy, he is one of the GOATs as far as best to ever do it. Gifted the gab and so forth, man. Man, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a fraud. You see what I'm saying?
He's not a fraud. That's what makes it. That's what people are drawn to him by. Is because he's authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
None of it's a game. None of it's a show. You know what I'm saying? Like with some of them people that came to visit him, it's a show with some of them.
Of course.
Waving to the crowd, like the crowd waving at them.
Your man, sir. Stephen A. Smith. But you know what? But now, like Shannon was gonna get love just on the strength that he got 2 Super Bowls with the Denver Broncos.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, he like a lot of those older fans, maybe like the parents of the players or the grandparents, they know Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
He was huge in those 2 rings that they got. Down in Denver in 97 and 98. So, but yeah, hey man, you hilarious, bro. You right. He was like, hey bro, he be walking into arenas and stadiums like he played.
Like he played, yeah.
Like he played.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's LeBron James, you know what I mean?
Oh
he
man.
Got the little dip, you know what I'm saying?
But Shedeur Sanders, yeah, he will definitely be a finalist.
Yeah,
he will definitely be a candidate. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's the real deal.
He is I think Hunter the USC game is going to be very critical to the
That
Heisman
Oregon game gonna be critical.
Yeah,
That Oregon game gonna be critical. Bo Nix, man, been playing college football for 7 years now. So I mean, you know.
I remember. I'm about to tell you a wild story. I remember when I first moved from Harlem to Long Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting outside. I remember sitting outside watching Bo Nix play in Auburn versus Florida. No,
Yep.
no, Auburn. No, it was Auburn versus Oregon. Might have been. Yeah, it was Auburn versus Oregon.
Yeah. It was like, was it like the first or second game of the year or something like that?
It was the first
In
game,
first
of the
game of the
year.
year.
It was the first game of his college football career.
Mm-hmm.
Son, that was like 2019. That was before the pandemic, Blaze. Before the pandemic.
Oh man, but yeah, he been playing a long time. But he played well with Oregon last year. He was a monster with them last year.
I think sometimes some of these young quarterbacks, you throw them in that fire in the SEC, and it's too much to handle. I think it was too much for DJU at Clemson. It looked like it's too much for Klubnik now too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was too much for Bo Nix. And we've seen other quarterbacks before struggle with that. You know what I'm saying? But all right, let's get ready to hop on up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for everybody hanging out, rocking with us. Hit that subscribe button. It will not cost you one dime. For the big homie Blaze, your boy Corey Parson. We out.
Peace.